I lost for a second. That was bad. All right, so whoever's there, I accidentally hit. I'll wait till everybody comes. Since I'm doing this new system of like having my live stream and my video feed all in the same spot, it's hard. It's confusing for me, and that's the first time that's ever happened. Is I clicked in the stream. It's an accident. All right, so sorry about that, everybody. That was an accident. And we got Christopher coming in. Show. Christopher, can you hear?
Yeah.
All right. Let me see if I can help you get at your camera on. I just accidentally hit a button and I ended the stream and I had to restart it. It was an accident. I
Yeah,
haven't
I
had that
seen that.
problem before.
I thought I'd lost connection there.
No, it was on my end. I'm running a new way that my screen and my format looks, and it gets confusing sometimes. And I wasn't really attentive as I should be, and I
You need some backup there to help you run things.
Well, yeah, if the thing is if you go to a different, if you go back to YouTube and kind of turn it back on, you have to kind of like refresh your screen, then you'll see me. We're live again because it's live and people are there. So
okay,
we're up and running. So and I like your beard.
Oh, thank you.
Where are you zooming from?
I'm in Kentucky.
Kentucky, what part?
I live on eastern side, Greenville.
Greenville, Kentucky. All right.
Yep.
All right. So what do you have to share with us this evening?
There was a couple of things really. Well, I've got several things. But listening to the last fellow that was old, just kind of in disagreement with some of the things he was talking about as far as fallen angels and things like that. I mean, there's a clear difference between like negative energies and positive energies as far as I mean, the things I've seen, like some of the things I've seen were just pure evil. It was like,
what have you seen?
I don't know what it was, really, to tell you the truth. I woke up, I was asleep in the bed, and I woke up one morning, I just felt like something was staring at me. And I had already been like, I lived with this for years, and talk about just being terrorized, right? So I'd already slept with the lights on.
Interesting.
And I wake up and I see this. It's like it's small, and it's almost like a little child, except for this thing. It looks like it's been through a fire, like the skin is black and burnt, and you can see like the flesh, like the red flesh, like cracks in between the skin and things. And I'm telling you, I look this thing up and down, like, shaking my head, trying to like, am I seeing what I'm seeing? And like, thing like people don't get, like, you can be dead asleep and out of it. I'm telling you, when something like that hits you and the fear hits you, you're in fight or flight. There ain't no hazy, like, question in your mind on what you're seeing. You know what you're seeing when you see it. And I looked this thing dead in the eyes. I'm telling you, his eyes were diamond shaped. They were golden in color, and it was just, man, that was terrifying.
Do
Um,
you think it
I,
was terrifying just because the appearance, or
the
do you think
appearance was
it?
terrifying
Do you
alone,
think
but
it?
there was a
You think it
mood
had
though.
ill will towards you?
It felt like it. I mean, it was just the atmosphere of the room because I mean, if it had, because if it wouldn't been like an oppressive type feeling, I mean, I don't reckon I would have ever woke up.
Hmm.
But it was an oppressive feeling on top of seeing this thing. It's like I wanted to hide from it, but
Hmm.
I'm in bed. Only thing I can do is throw the blanket over my head. And I thought about it for a second, and I was like, there's nothing stopping that thing from jumping on top of me if I do that. I was like, I've got to fight this thing. And I threw the blanket up. I was ready to go. The thing took off down the hallway. It was gone. It vanished. But oddly enough, a lot of the hauntings that I was experiencing in that house had settled down um, after that, because I guess after that, it put me in so much fear that I finally lost it. I was like, you know what? I was like, and
Now you've
I guess
been.
it's got a lot to do with it. Is
Do
if
you do you
it
think
feeds off fear.
do you think that it's a demon or an ET or a ghost?
That thing looked like it come out of hell. Like, I don't think that was no extraterrestrial. I think that thing comes straight out of hell, like whatever it was.
Well,
And I couldn't fully see the thing because it stood kind of partially like hidden between, it was like partially out behind a doorway, like it was debating on coming in or like timing or something. But these things, like, they are, they're really good at what they do as far as terrifying people. Because I'd go lay down. It started like going to lay down at sleep at night, right? And I get down and I start trying to get comfortable. Next thing you know, you feel like something in the mattress moving around, shifting, like you feel like hands grabbing you, shoving your head off the pillow and stuff like that. And there was one time I was dead asleep. And this thing yanked me clean out of damn bed. It was like I couldn't have fought it. It was like I could tell this thing was strong, like out of bed in the floor. And at first, like, I thought somebody was messing with me because I felt it grab my ankles. And I start to come out of it, and these hands are freezing cold. It's like cold, cold. And I'm thinking maybe one of my siblings or something messing around in the fridge, trying to mess with me. And I start trying to come out of it, shaking my head. And as soon as I start to sit up, that's when that thing pulled me in the floor. I mean, I couldn't have grabbed, even if I could have grabbed a hold of something, I was going in the floor.
Is there some event that happened to you in your life that made you open to these beings in the first place?
See, I was like, I'd seen them a lot when I was a kid, right? I'd seen a lot of things, and as I hit my teenage years, I guess some of that died out, and I started questioning life and the afterlife and all that, wondering if that was real. So, I got into like trying with the Ouija boards, trying to do anything I could to connect with the
Hmm.
other side, and really, that's where it all started, was messing with it.
Hmm.
But a lot of the stuff it did at first, you know, um, would knock on the walls, turn on and off lights, and just little stuff. And that was enough to bring like enough fascination with it to keep uh, messing with it. And I believe I kept messing with it and feeding it, and until it eventually just started like you couldn't walk in that house without feeling like something staring you down with hatred. Like you could feel this thing absolutely had nothing but hatred for you. It wanted to torment. It's just like you. any way it could. And you hear a lot of people die and talk about going to heaven and hell.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, some of these people that go to hell, they can't even repeat the things that was done to them. I mean, they're just.
Well, what's interesting is I recorded a podcast with a man that I'm going to be posting tomorrow evening, and he felt like he was having a conversation with Lucifer. And actually, Lucifer really wasn't that bad from his experience. It was just kind of pointing out, the problems he had to his life and telling him, you either got to change your life or you have a choice to do good things or bad things. But it wasn't like a scary being that was going to take him to hell and make him burn forever.
I mean, I don't pretend to know all there is about the world, but I mean, if you were to follow the Bible and what it says about Lucifer, he would be the ultimate deceiver and can impersonate an angel of light in many ways. So, I don't know. I'd be careful with that. I promise. You hear about all these celebrities and everyone, yeah, laughing and singing. Oh yeah, I sold my soul. I sold my soul as hard. You might have, but I mean, do you know the price you paid? It's like if there's an eternity, it's like I certainly don't. I would rather suffer here than have a few good years here and be tormented like some of these people. Like I'm still shaking
Mm-hmm.
because of my experiences I had all those years ago, and the thing that's really got me freaking out. It's like I hadn't seen a lot of this stuff in my own home in years, and I'm starting to have problems again.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the other night I've seen a child just come up over my shoulder, like peek up over my shoulder, and
Mm-hmm.
it's throwing things, breaking things, and like I guess I'm gonna have to get rid of this thing one way or another because
Right. Well, I don't know if you caught the podcast I had earlier in the week with Vicky, and we were talking about sleep paralysis and contacting entities and maybe dark entities during your sleep paralysis. But I think she was saying as long as you tell them to leave in the name of Jesus, they'll leave. So I think that, if you find
I
yourself.
think it has a lot to do with faith and stuff. Yeah, I believe that's correct. You can't be afraid of it. You can't fear it, but I think there's a lot to consider when it comes to the afterlife. That's I mean, I don't know. I mean, we could cycle through and live many lives. I mean, I don't know the answer to that. I don't pretend like I do.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, but I know I've had plenty of experiences. I know a few. Like the thing I was curious about though was like one time I lived in a house in Russellville, and uh I had my girlfriend staying over with me, and I've already heard this thing before, and I wonder it would happen if she stayed over there. Is that you hear the boots come up the steps? It'll open the screen door. It'll open the main door. It's going to come down the hall. It'll turn this corner and go in the bedroom and shut that door behind it. Well, it scared her when it come through because it does this about every night. And when it scared her, I cussed at the thing. This was the first time it happened. After cussing at it, it kicked the table over, a lamp and everything. So I was like, I go back thinking maybe if I'd been more friendly, had I got a better response out of it. But
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Christopher, I'm going to have to run. I got a couple people waiting on me, but I appreciate you coming. I'm thankful that you came, and I hope you come back and share with us again.
yeah, I've got some other stories to tell you that people may not believe, but like I said, once you see it, you can't question it.
All right. All right.
All
Well,
right.
maybe we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.
All right. Take care.
Too. Bye bye. All right, so I think I've just if instead of coming over here and messing with this chat, I'm gonna have to go to my other computer, which I'm used to doing, and messing with the chat. I don't want to. Last time, and I want to say thank you to Senolali Koroy for the super thanks. Thank you very much, and I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. It's not on purpose. But thank you very much. And next we've got higher vibrations, and then we've got Typo. We haven't seen Typo in forever, so we'll catch up with her. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Great, how are you? What is your name and where are you coming in from?
My Earth name is Pamela, and I'm in Eastern Washington State.
All right, so cool. That's awesome. You got an incense burning in there?
Yeah, Sage. I found that while I was waiting, I don't normally have anxious energy, but it's like I really needed to share something. I think that's what it is that there's a lot of beautiful things occurring. And like you were saying with the love, you know, like what God is the purest, most perfect love. And the opposite of that is fear, you know, and when we go to that place of fear, we're not eliminating our experience in this ascension journey. We're simply delaying it for a moment. And so a lot of these experiences that come through are kind of pulling us toward not just fear, but the close to that is like shame, guilt, those types of experiences, you know, and so as a result, the answer to a lot of these experiences people have been discussing is love. I had a couple of negative experiences too as a younger person. My awakening occurred when I was 4. I died, and
you had an NDE.
Yeah, it was a really amazing experience. But then right after it occurred, I had this large red demon-like character that would come and beat me up at night, and and it was just no one believed me, and it was just this whole thing. But then fast forward into my teens, I realized that it really happened. You know, I had thought I'd made it up. Anyway, I bring this story up to say, yeah, that those things do occur, but the answer gets to be found after you have long enough experience in the love side. It's easier to see it. And I just wanted to say that all you have to do is send love to it. Any energy that comes into your field requires your consent. If you don't say no, it's assumed consent. And also, if it's of a vibration that you're not sure of, send love to it. If it is of love, it will always answer back in love. And if it's not of love, it will flee. It's crazy. It's like a weapon of some kind, love. And it's a beautiful experience that, I mean, the most powerful thing that we have available to us is that love. That's our very being, you know, and so.
It's interesting because the gentleman that was just with us, Christopher, said that there was some being, and he said he cursed him, and then the being kicked over the table. So he sent the opposite of love, and he even thought maybe I should have been nice to him.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the other point. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That's the other point, is that a lot of these energies that we get, haunting experiences also, you know, whatever those things are, when there's an energy that's restless or stuck or something, and a lot of us call it limbo, but to me, I call it the gray room, is the place where no one sees anyone else but themselves. And it's like, I've been doing work in that place for a little while. Everybody in that room is holding on to something, a symbol of why they won't let go.
What is that place called? You called it?
The gray room,
the gray room,
there's no
Lambo?
sensation.
Did you say Lambo or something like that as well?
Limbo.
Oh,
like
limbo.
People
Okay.
Religiously, that's been the word given to it, and a different description, but similar enough that it's probably the same place. But and so there's this limbo experience occurring, and so there's this desire to go, is what I'm trying to say. And they know that we can help them because they've been sent to us. They've been sent to the light. Guess what? You're the light. Congratulations. That's so cool. You know, and so knowing that they're coming to you because you are the light, present the light. If it's not sending love to them, create this light beam coming down that they can go through. And I often will create that beam in situations I don't want the energy to come to me. The older an energy is, the more animal-esque it appears. It's just been here a long enough time, it's been distorted looking. So it does look like similar to some of those scary movie characters, but it's not who they truly are. It's simply distortion. And so when that comes, just remember to send that light. I put it aside for me so they don't have to come to me. And once they get near to the light, you'll find that not only will they turn back into what the form was that they were before, they'll look more human or whatever, but then also the wash of gratitude that comes over you. Like it's a catalyst in itself that sends you into higher elevation experiences.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
My eyes fixate to the tarp on your, or the that thing on your wall. What does that say?
It says God and Jesus. Those are basically spells of love. Like earlier, the other gentleman mentioned saying Jesus's name. Mm-hmm. To say it in that place of love, that is saying love. That is, like they say, prayer is the most loving thing you can do for another person. That's another example of it. Mm-hmm. It's all of the truth has been seeded throughout our history. It's there for us to see it, and so that's what's on my wall is love.
Now, you said that your earthly name is Pamela. So yeah. Are you a starseed and you have a starseed name, or what is your other name?
I go by higher vibrations just because of my YouTube channel and stuff. And that's actually how I found you, was through Elsa. She's a beautiful being. I love her. Mm-hmm. And she showed me you not too long ago, and I've been really enjoying watching your content. So thank you for your service.
Cool. What kind of content do you have?
Mostly I discuss ascension symptoms, dark night of the soul, kind of stuff, like, and then just kind of let people know that they're not alone. That's the most difficult part about this experience, is not realizing that, one, you're not alone, and two, you're not crazy. Like going back to the doctor over and over again, them calling you hypochondriac, because there's some weird stuff happening to my body, and as our DNA upgrades and that junk DNA turns on, it's no longer dormant. All of a sudden, we're noticing growing pains in our physical form. So I kind of validate people by telling them about that. And just, we have a Telegram group where people can chat. It's just an attempt to give people the opportunity to connect and not be alone.
That's great. Now, you mentioned ascension symptoms, I believe. Mm-hmm. What are the symptoms of ascension?
There are so many, and they change based on the moment. One of the things that people can all relate to is the ear ringing, the dizziness, lightheadedness, vertigo mesh thing that people are experiencing. Lately, it's been a buzzing sound that's coming from my spine. It's fun to talk about this because so many people go, yeah, me too. Weird eating habit stuff. Like, through this experience, I started out a carnivore, and I've turned into a vegan. And however, all of a sudden, I'm finding my body craving some of the meats and things that I didn't eat before. And once I said that out loud, so many other people saying, I've been a vegan for 45 years and I want a steak, and those types of things, people are having those experiences happening. And the real clue or real trick about all this is just to learn to listen to your body. For me anyway, I spent the majority of my life ignoring my body and making it do what I wanted it to. You'll suffer through it, but you'll get used to it, even, and like, my body finally got tired of it. And so I've kind of come to a technique where I touch food with my physical hands before I eat it. And my body will tell me no. It'll, like, behind my eyes, it'll like kind of shake. Sometimes produce will shock me. And that's just, my body doesn't want that right now. And so it's kind of a new experience. And then also this weird fasting stuff a lot of us are going through, just all of a sudden not having an appetite, and then looking back and realizing you haven't eaten for days. And it's not that on an intentional thing. It's just, I mean, drinking juice and teas and stuff, but just really not having meals anymore. To the other side of, like, what I tend to do now is I'm an intermittent faster. I realized that breakfast always made me sick, but that's the healthiest meal of the day, so I did it. And I gave myself permission not to eat it anymore. And all of a sudden, before I knew it, I just don't eat lunch either. And I fast about 18 hours a day.
That's
on
great.
a regular basis.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I you know, you're new to my channel, but I participated in Ramadan, which what Muslims participate in. I think that was back in last May, and I really enjoyed that. I mean, you know, you don't eat. I wasn't as strict as the Muslim practitioner is, but you know, you basically don't eat and don't drink from sun up to sundown. I was still drinking water, and but I really actually enjoyed it and felt healthy about it. And I kind of, you know, I talk to my wife a lot sometimes. I'm like, you know, I kind of wish it was still going on, or I was still doing it, because you know, I think it's a great thing. So, you know, I have to run. I got someone waiting on me, if not two people waiting on me. But thank you so much for coming and visiting, and don't be shy. Come back and visit us again.
I will. Thank you.
All right, take care. She's gone. Forever Conscious Research Channel. Thank you very much for that super thanks. Appreciate it. Typos here. Seen her time. Maybe she moved to Arkansas. Find out what she's been up to here in just a moment.
I was just asked you to start your video. Okay. Hi there.
Hello.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I missed
Where have you been? What's going on? We miss you. It's been like what? Has it been 2 months or 3 months? And I was just saying maybe she moved to Arkansas, but I recognize your house, so that doesn't look like it's so.
Still up in the attic office. Yep. Still making it work.
Where have you been?
You have grown. Your channel has grown so much. You're almost at 50,000 followers.
Yahoo! Yes, getting there.
You're getting this word out, and you're just so terrific. And
thank you.
Your interviews. I haven't been here, but I've been watching every night.
Oh, great! Thank you.
PM Atwater.
She's
just
great.
Awesome. And that was your second one, right? With her.
Yes.
Just great. Cornelius Christopher learned so much from the end of his video when he was doing his exercise. Thank you for asking him.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I thought he was just gonna give you like, okay, meditate, do this, do that, but I didn't know we were gonna like go through a session.
That was so cool. I'll tell you, I was in a fog all day. I was like half lifted. I'm like, oh, I want the rest of that. Like, so I might check him out. Vicky Joy Anderson, just awesome. Yeah. She got into sleep, right?
Yeah, sleep paralysis, and which I never expected us to go in this direction, but I didn't, you know, she is so, and of course, she's so educated about the Bible. I mean, but she did get a major in Bible in college, and it was really fascinating talking to her about the Bible. And I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the, were you here at the very beginning of the stream tonight?
No, I missed it.
Because I asked her, you know, well, I'll go back. A guy named Ken was on, and he said that I guess he talks to his guides or something, and the guides said, check out the book of Job and his dream the night before. I think that's what it was. And that morning he got up and watched the podcast, and then she said sleep paralysis is in the Bible in the book of Job. And it was the same passage that he had read, that she had talked about, that I guess what he heard from his guide. So what an interesting, you know, thing to happen.
Oh, perfect timing. Love that. There are no coincidences, right?
Yeah, so that was pretty amazing. So yeah, I mean, she knew so much about the Bible, so it was amazing talking to her about that.
It was. I just was glued to the screen, and it just came out naturally too. Like she was just speaking her truth, like going right to source. You know, right to her Bible source, no problem. Exactly. That was great to see. She was full of energy and full of information. I loved it.
So
you're that super person that just got off with you, and I was waiting, so I didn't. I'd forgotten her name, but she was great. The call-in lady that just came on that was talking about energy. and ascension symptoms and all of
Ascension
that.
symptoms, yeah.
Fabulous.
Have you been
It's
having any of
amazing.
those symptoms?
Like for years, but I didn't have a name for it. But like she said, I was just listening to my body react and sort of seeing what was going on. And for the last 2 months, I've been doing, have you heard of Dirt Road Discussion? They're cleansing on Telegram.
Sounds familiar.
Just great. I've been doing it now. I'm on week 7. And I thought I was healthy. So people call in for like 3 hours straight. They just call in and talk about how their body is cleaning out. It's great little, I don't know, what is that called? A telephone chat. And it's on the Telegram app, and you go to Dirt Road Discussions. It's free. He doesn't take donations, and he doesn't sell anything. He just has a protocol and has you try it out. Anyway, I started about 7 weeks ago, and I was thinking, my ego, big head, thought, oh, I'm healthy. But I'll go through this just to see if it makes a difference. First of all, for anyone that is trying to do readings, trying to get in touch with higher source, if you're trying to lift your vibration, it is phenomenal. Like week 6, phenomenal, clear, crystal clear. Timing, that's my little thing. I work on timing when I do readings for people, and clearing out all blocks. Fabulous timing. Try that just for fun, because I know you guys are into it. And some of these things you just can't explain. You can't put them into words yet. They have to be like, you have to see it in order to go, it worked, right? So, and we know we're in a time of breakthrough we are going to hit new healing now, right? We're going to be hearing 40,000 pages were released from National Institute of Science. So a lot of the disclosure from court cases that have been rolling through, or paperwork that was tied up in all of these, what's it called? National security. They labeled everything national security. So now they've just been released. So a lot of things, if you looked at it a year and a half ago and you want to see what the up-to-date thing is, if you have pain, or if you're working on healing yourself, or you help heal others, go jump on Google and just do a search on parasite that causes kidney cancer, parasite that causes brain cancer, parasite that causes lung cancer. Just do that search and do what's it called, verbatim, when you search only for those words. See what comes up on National Institute of Health and cancer.org. It's really amazing what we're being shown for the first time. So that has taken a lot of my time for like the last maybe 2 months or so. And my daughter has a boyfriend, and on Saturday she needs rides. And I'm like, you would target my Saturday fun with Jeff.
So what is the best way to avoid these parasites? Not eat meat?
Cleanse it out. And I can't even say the word here because the marketing has done so much to change people's minds. So I can't even, it's so easy that as soon as I heard it, I thought, that feels right. That feels correct. And they're called liposomals. Liposomals are healthy molds. And really, you take a half an eraser size in the morning and a half eraser size at night for a period of, I don't know, in 3 days, my, eye floaters, if you have eye floaters, my eyes started feeling really yucky and like they had little dirt stuff in them. And then the next day it was all runny. So eyes are the easiest one. They were done like day 3 or 4. I might be off, maybe 5. My eyes were like, wow, my floaters are gone. That was the coolest. cleared out my ears, and I was really sick as a babe. As a baby, I was really sick with streptococcus, and I had no idea I was so full of I don't know, bacteria, whatever it was, whatever that was, it's gone. And I'm still on it. I mean, I probably won't go off. I'm not in a rush, but I'm only bringing this up to your audience because a lot of them try to connect, and it really has done a world of, I know the clarity is just beautiful. So I thought I'd put it out there for our friends, and just, it's all an experiment, right?
Mhm.
And so I already told you the protocol. It's dirt road discussion on Telegram, and he does a call-in show that you can either listen to the audios, or you can he does it on Wednesday and Sunday night, 7 Eastern Standard Time. So, and just listen and learn. It's all new, right? We're coming across this stuff at the speed of light. And your group proves it. You're almost at 50.
Yay.
50K,
Yay.
yay!
Now,
You so earned that.
are you still going on Discord?
I haven't been there in a while. You know, warm weather is a very important time here
Right.
in Massachusetts, and it's just turning, and I'm just bringing things up to my office to set up again.
Get
So
ready
now
for
I'll be
winter.
on, and I'll be good, and I'll go in and I'll do readings for you guys on Discord. Sunday now is bogged up, but I'll do Saturday. If you're around on Saturdays, I can do Saturday readings. So
I was
go
going to
ahead.
say, if you guys are, you know, for those of you that know about Discord, you go to you can probably just message you directly at your typo, or you can maybe leave a message for her in the services room.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's great. And probably let's start like next week, because it's just getting to be about, tomorrow will be 50. So that's when I go back in the house for the winter. So
That is that's going to be the low tomorrow or the high tomorrow?
I think it's going to be our high.
Wow. That's amazing. We're still
It drops.
we're still close to 100 here.
Oh my God, send it our way, send it our way. The caller, Christopher, the gentleman that came on, and he was talking about negative energy in his room.
Yeah.
I put this in the chat, but Christopher, if you're still watching, if you open your house to the people that are in the chat, we can all send you clearing energy, and we can just send that out, because in truth, we're all connected. That if you call it, if you say yes, and we send it, I think about the 150 people that are in this room could do some good clearing for you tonight, and maybe just help you to feel better in your space, right? So I'm open to it if you want to write in, but I need your permission, right? We don't want to go into other people's space without permission. So if you just write in the chat yes, I bet you have 150 people that'll send you great energy.
Yeah, well, there's actually over 200 now.
See, it's getting bigger every minute, Chris.
Yeah. You know, it was doing really well, and I don't know if you heard, I have a new format of the way this presented, and I not used to doing it this way, and I accidentally was trying to get back and forth and clicked in the stream, and then I had to turn it right back on. So it's a learning experience, but I really like it this way now, because as I look at everybody, my chat's right there. Otherwise, I have to go over here and look at this computer, and I hate doing that movement where I love it right there. Whoops.
Yeah, you know, you're so good at this, and we all work with you. So you're right. If you had to move your head, you can see it, but you know what? You're getting used to it. So we're entering fall, and a whole lot more people will be in the house. Cool. And they'll be watching. So your numbers are going to go.
Wow. Yeah. I would be really amazing to see like 500 or 1,000 people here on a Saturday night.
Let's manifest it. Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. Because one thing is, a lot of people are communicating with each other in the chat. But if you know, there's 200. So if you doubled or tripled or whatever, multiply it times 5, you're going to see that chat just just flying by.
That's fun. All
Yeah.
right, let's do that. You
Yeah.
know, I think about a year ago, we wanted your number to double. And I don't know if you've doubled, but you're pretty close to it, right?
Maybe the channel, but not the live stream.
Well, and tonight's around here, it's a 4-day weekend.
Yeah. Well, we
Because
got
a lot of the
3-day.
kids, you have a 3-day, and a lot of the kids were off on Friday. So I'm actually pretty impressed that there's 200. So we'll get it back. We'll get going now. I'm back on, so we'll get going.
Cool.
Nice
before
to see
you
you,
go,
Mara. Thank you so much.
Before you go, what is your deal about going to Arkansas? When are you moving there?
I put it on hold because I realized that it would be really hard to leave my daughter in her teens.
Oh, okay.
And she just had a birthday. And even though intellectually we know when we're going to do something, we're going to do the right thing. We're going to get something prepared, right?
Yeah.
Even though as an adult, you and I can think that way. I didn't want her feeling that loss.
Right.
And I had to do some really deep, like just thinking about the effect of that when a parent leaves, even if they have to go for work, right? It has a psychological effect. And so I decided for this upcoming spring, because of her age, she'll just be on the cusp of 17. And I think it'll be easier for her with that window. So I had, sometimes you have to choose love over
sense.
work.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
But it gives me another year to actually prepare everything, and we're working on the finance change, right? So right now we have the financial system really going through its change. We're at the pinnacle of change, and so people that want to get into different modes up just to be secure, people that want to make sure that they buy really good quality meats right now and put them away, or freeze dried meats are a fabulous thing to have because they last forever. And if anyone has any questions about preparing things, because I'm building a community, I've been preparing freeze dried foods and other things that will last like 40 years once you do the work. Wow. And if you have any questions, put it in on Saturday when I go into the Discord. I'll see if you leave me any messages. I'll be happy to help you, because once you know how to do it, you can save a fortune when you're in a time of when you're in a time when money changes. When you buy something now, the now value of the dollar, let's say, if you're in the US and you're using dollars, if you buy freeze-dried food, if you're a person who likes organic, or if you're in the Northeast, where we already see that cherries, mangoes, pineapples, citrus in general, if you want freeze-dried lemons so you can have lemonade, right? If you buy those now and you pack them in Mylar and an oxygen, little oxygen absorber, it lasts 40 years. Wow. So no matter what we know we're in transition, and we know that the US becomes the healing medicine of the future comes now. So we have parallel businesses running. We have huge corporations that are not necessarily holding to any kind of stringent ingredient list nowadays, right? Because during COVID, part of the executive order was they don't have to hold to FDA standards, because there was a shortage of, if you remember, there was a shortage of shipping goods and things. So they relaxed those. They never brought them back. So the quality of a lot of the foods that we're used to, they're not here anymore, right? And foreigners have bought out our meat suppliers that produce in the US. So if you buy it now and you pack it, and I'm telling you, it's a little bit of a process, but I'll even show you how. It's really, really easy. Once you know how to do it, you're good. You can just do it over and over while you watch the JeffMara show and get a ton done, and you'll have you'll be all good for this whole period of time. So if anyone's interested, I'm happy to share that. That's really valuable information because you can save a lot of money now if you buy it, buy your goods. Anyway, so that's what I'll be doing for the year while I watch JeffMara, because that's all prep work for me before I move.
Cool.
So
That's great information. Thank you.
Hey, take care. It's great to see you, Miss
Okay.
Mara.
All right.
Hi. And I was gonna text her about, do you remember on your birthday I had that little alien doll?
Uh-huh.
Right? And
Yeah.
it was so scary looking. I actually had to keep it covered because it's a true alien looking thing, right?
Yeah.
So I put it away. After that show, I packed it away. And I think it's with my Halloween stuff, which we're taking out tomorrow.
Oh, perfect.
So if I get it, I was gonna write to Mara and say, hey, surprise, I want to send it over so you can have it as part of your collection. Because I'm not gonna have
thank
any.
you.
What?
She said awesome, thank you.
Okay. So I'll text her if I come across it.
All right, cool.
Hey, see you soon.
All right, take care. Have a great weekend.
Thanks. And hi, Steven. Love seeing you every single week on the show. It cracks me up and I send you great energy every single time. You are so good. Your voices are great. You're such a part of this show. So it was great to see you tonight. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So, Port, I've got to say, you cannot see it, but I have in my hands next week's remote viewing object. If you want to remote view for next week, I have it in my hands right now. I'll keep it on my desk all week. At least if you think you can get the color, the shape, and the material, that would be pretty cool. But once again, I have that in my hands right now, so I'll hold it here while I'm talking for the rest of the evening. But so that's that. And we forgot to do that this weekend, but I have that for you next week. So for you remote viewers out there, that's what I have for you. And again, so I think we had a great show tonight, and I hope you guys all come back next Saturday night. Once again, October 29th is the Halloween show. It's costume optional, and I've got to get me a costume together. And you don't even have to talk. You can just come in and say, hey, happy Halloween, and you can show your costume if that's something you would like to do. And hopefully I'll have another great week for you this week, and you'll enjoy the guests. And I guess that's basically it. We went overtime a little bit tonight. It's okay. So you guys, thank you all again for coming. We appreciate you. We love you. And we wish you the best.